Hi, thank you so much for having me. This is something I'm so passionate about. My name's Cassie Blakely. I'm a parent consultant in special education, and I help families that might have children, as I like to say, with lots of different layers. Maybe they're trying to figure out, and they've had some intuition that something feels different with dyslexia, all kinds of learning differences, processing, autism, anxiety, ADHD. So I love to support. I also am dyslexic and have ADHD and anxiety. And I have two girls that have been diagnosed and my husband. So we're a whole family. Uh, and I love to support families in that way and help give them guidance. I also have a child development degree, so I do a lot of parenting. And then I also have a fun side where I love fashion and face things. So I try to combine both of them and always tell people, let's find your superpower and shine your light out in the world.
That's great. And I just wanted to ask you, I know that you have the tappers and you use them. And if you just wanted to share, yep, there they are. If you just want to share just some examples of how you're using them, I think it would help other people be able to connect to just ways that they could also use them.
Absolutely. So I started noticing that I was having some claustrophobia and I started EMDR, and my therapist actually recommended these for me. And I've been doing EMDR for the last 2 years. And I specifically see where my anxiety really heightens in small spaces like a airplane bathroom and elevators. And at first it was okay. And then I stopped being able to really use them. And I was getting ready to prepare for a long flight to Europe. And I knew I was going to need to use the bathroom. So my therapist suggested the Bi-Tappers. And now I'm addicted, obsessed. I wear them daily, not only when I know I'm flying. I like to put them on an hour before and regulate myself. And I also do some breathing techniques with them. And then that helps me prepare. And then when I'm on the flight and I know I'm going to use the restroom, I still have them on while
Good.
I'm using the restroom. And I've just noticed the biggest difference that I'm actually doing it and going and it really helps regulate my body and allows me to do things that I normally would not do.
So when you're on the airplane, like, so you still have the stress, it just dials it down enough that you're able to do the things you need to do, is what you're saying?
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. And then would that be true in the elevators too?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I now carry these. I'm using them at least once a day because I also find that it regulates. If I feel any stress, I'm very aware of my body. And specifically for ADHD, because you can have very high, low emotions very quickly. This really does help regulate my body for myself, for my girls, for my husband. So I carry them in my purse and I just have them. And if I know I'm going into an elevator and I just have them ready to go, and I can put them on my phone and regulate the way that feels best for my body.
Good. That's wonderful. And then do you with the ADHD, are you using the tappers at all to just help dial down stress and improve focus? Have you noticed that at all?
Yes. And actually, today I had a few stressful meetings and I immediately put them on and did some breathing and just felt uh, in within 5 minutes, I can feel my body let go of the stress and the anxiety.
Very good. And then would you have your other family members use them? So you mentioned your daughters, or are they using them? And if so, in what capacity?
Yes. So a lot of times with dyslexia and just anxiety, you can also for school have test anxiety. And we seem to have that in our family. And so I've noticed, and I will give them to my daughter if she's studying or she knows she will be anxious that morning before a test, and we put them on. And she's noticed a huge difference with that. In anything, I'm always passing them around. I need to get another pair because I'm passing them around and sometimes we need them at the same time. But with ADHD, you can, your emotions can go high and low very quickly. And that's one of the things. And this helps so much.
Well, and with your daughter with test anxiety, what's frustrating for a lot of people of all ages, we have professionals that are trying to advance in their career and they have to pass tests. So it's for sure students in high school and college, but then post education too. And they'll study for hours and then they just freeze in those really critical moments. And so we're just like what you said, we're just teaching people wear the tappers while you study and then use them before. And then if you're able to use them while you're taking the test, because it'll just keep everything calmer. So then everything you've studied, you can have access to all that learning. And so it sounds like your daughter's, having that firsthand experience.
She is. I wish I would have known about that in my younger school days. And it's great because she knows if I get anxious,
Yeah.
I can put the Bi-Tappers on, I can do that. And then she can access the information that she's worked so hard to know. But as we know, if you are anxious and you do have test anxiety or anything, it's very hard to think and recall that information.
Yeah, that's right. Is there anything else, any other uses or anything else you'd like to share about the tappers and how your
Yeah,
family's
I've been
using them?
recommending them to so many friends and professionals because I think in my world, I'm working with physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, and this is something that I think can benefit all of the children and the adults that they're working with. So I think if you ever feel stress and you can feel it in your body, these are things that immediately regulate. And I don't know another person that doesn't want more support in regulating their body.
No, that's that. Yeah, we agree. And then also, Cassie, what we found where we live in southern Utah is the occupational therapists and the physical therapists and other disciplines working with not just kids, but adults too. Sometimes when you're in those appointments, you go into that, you just get nervous. I would call it sympathetic activation. You just get nervous because you know you're going to be rehabbing or doing something that might be difficult or uncomfortable. And they're starting to have people during those appointments wear the tappers to keep them more regulated so that it's a better appointment from start to finish. And so that's one of the things we're noticing in disciplines outside of mental health therapy. And it's been a huge, we've just been super excited because we have professionals from all different disciplines using the tappers now.
I love that because even people get nervous in going to a doctor's appointment and you can see a difference in their blood pressure.
Right.
And so these help with that. And I think it's just, I'm so passionate about and getting the word out. I'm so thankful to you because it has really changed my life and helped support my family in their regulation. And I think there's not a person out there that could not, benefit from using these.